Sometimes in dirt racing, smaller engines are better than big ones. We'll talk about that, plus Brandon Overton's quiet dirt late model season, Tim Shaffer's new old ride, and more. Let's go. It's Thursday, August 3rd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. It was just a few days ago that we learned that the Steel City outlaw Tim Shaffer had left his full-time all-star ride in the Grove 45. And yesterday, we found out that what was once old is now new again. Shaffer is returning to the seat of the Demyan Rudzik 49X after that team recently parted ways with driver Cale Thomas. Shaffer drove the 49X from 2016 to 2019 on a full-time basis and then made scattered starts in that car again in 2020. Since then, he's bounced around different rides before settling with Grove this year. In 38 appearances so far in 2023 between the Outlaws, the All-Stars, High Limit, Shaffer has 1 victory, 5 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. His win came with the All-Stars at Atomic back on June 15th. No word yet on where we'll see this pairing coming up, but you have to think the Knoxville Nationals are in their sights, even if neither side is currently actually on the entry list. Two big race weekends get rolling tonight between the USA Nationals at Cedar Lake and the 360 Nationals at Knoxville. At Cedar Lake, the late model competitors will run 6,000 to win at prelim shows tonight and tomorrow. They will score points to set up Saturday's 50,000 to win main event. I believe I saw also that these first two nights are full outlaw points nights as well. So guys can't afford to have off days for the championship. You know, we see this a lot with some of these prelim nights, especially if they're split field, that they're not for outlaw points. Like last Friday night at Prairie Dirt Classic was one of those, but these are for outlaw points, so these will be important. Jonathan Davenport has won the USA Nationals 2 straight years. He'll be back racing this weekend after some time off. All the main guys will be at Cedar Lake this weekend, including the Outlaw regulars, Ricky Thornton Jr., Hudson O'Neill, some of those Lucas guys like that, past Cedar Lake winner Mike Marlar, and a lot more. One name you won't see, though, is Brandon Overton. The Wells Motorsports driver won this race in 2020 and finished second in 2021, but he's off this weekend and won't return to this seat until Monday at Gondeglaw with the XR Super Series. Overton hasn't won a single dirt late model feature since beating the Outlaws at Talladega way back in April for $50,000. He ran the Prairie Dirt Classic this past weekend with Kevin Rumley, but they had, I believe, electrical issues, and they missed Saturday night's main event after kind of getting buried in the program. In the Lucas standings, Overton has slipped to 4th and is very much in danger of falling outside that all-important Final Four. Looking at his numbers, especially with Lucas, he's not really having a bad season. 27 top 10s in 36 races. He's got an average finish of 7.88. But he hasn't seen Lucas victory lane since January when he had 2 scores at Golden Isles. He has led laps there recently, including in prelim features at Muskingum County and Deer Creek and at Wheatland during the Diamond Nationals. His other wins this season have come with the Dirt Car Sanctioned late models at Volusia during Dirt Car Nationals and with Ray Cook Spring Nationals. Again, not a bad season here, but I think he's been completely overshadowed by the rise of RTJ and Hudson O'Neill and Bobby Pierce and some of the other guys that we've seen this season. But it doesn't seem like it was all that long ago that he was one of the top 2 or 3 guys in dirt late model racing that we were talking about every single week. Another guy we've seen struggle this year at various points is Jonathan Davenport, but he's bounced back from those struggles, has been a lot better as of lately. And Overton is really a guy that could strike anywhere at any time. He's just been a little more quiet than I think we've come to expect from him. If you aren't near Cedar Lake this weekend, you can watch it live over on Dirt Vision. At Knoxville today, we'll get the first of 2 split field prelim nights for the 360 Knoxville Nationals. We'll have north of 50 cars race each of the next 2 nights. Points are the name of the game. Every time drivers hit the track, they are earning points. Saturday will be lined up straight up by those points. These prelim features are 3,000 to win. We talked earlier in the week about all of the guys that are running this event. You know, like we said, it's a chance to get laps at Knoxville, plus it's 20 grand to win now on Saturday night. So a lot more guys have put some focus on this event. Tonight's field includes Rico Abreu, Sam Haferteep, Chase Randall, Ryan Timms, Aaron Reitzel, Ayrton Jennington, Tanner Holmes, Justin Peck, Blake Hahn, Justin Henderson, and many more. And that's just tonight. That doesn't include the guys that are that will then run tomorrow night. With only 24 feature starters, the racing should be intense all weekend. You know, I think it's interesting to see kind of the rise of this event here, especially this year. Normally a lot of these guys would probably either take the weekend off or they would go run Peevely with the Outlaws, with the Ironman 55. But now this event is definitely on the rise. If you aren't going to Knoxville and want to watch on Dirt Vision, you will either need the yearly Dirt Vision pass or you have to buy the pay-per-view. The monthly Dirt Vision plans do not include either the 410 or the 360 Nationals. This is not new. This has been the case for multiple years now, but it seems surprised by it every time we roll around to Knoxville. So don't be shocked if you're one of those monthly Dirt Vision people and it asks you to pay a little bit more tonight. Up at Brockville last night, the Super Dirt Car Series closed out their 3-race Canada Swing. Eric Rudolph and Mike Mahaney were winners at Autodrome Drummond earlier this week, and last night it was the Hall of Famer Tim Fuller striking for the second time this season. He got by Tim Sears Jr. with 25 to go and led the rest of the way for his 34th career series win. Fuller hadn't won a Super Dirt Car Series race since 2021, but now in the span of a few weeks has won twice. He mentioned in his Victory Lane interview that he was running the small block engine, which he felt like gave him the advantage over the big block runners last night. It's my understanding, though, that the full-time SDS guys aren't really allowed to use the small blocks in series races. It was interesting to hear that from Fuller, but it makes sense, especially on those smaller tracks. Brockville, I believe, is a 3/8. It helps those guys control wheel spin, especially when the tracks get slicked off, and I'm assuming it gives them probably some more options to move weight around with the cars. There's a pretty significant weight difference between the small block engines and the big block engines. I think something like at least 100 pounds. Across the landscape of dirt racing, too, when you talk about things like wheel spin, there's always rumors and talk of traction control. But these teams, in a lot of instances, can effectively get similar effects by doing what Fuller did, and in this case, running a smaller engine. Or you can detune the engines you are required to run, which is common in late models and sprint cars. The Super Dirt Car Series back in a few weeks for a 3-night run between Brewerton, Fulton, and Land of Legends. That starts on August 14th. One other series note for you: following the Tuesday show at Drummond, series full-timer Matthew Desjardins parted ways with the number 37 Saint-So team. Through 9 features, Desjardins had a best finish of 14th, was well down the order in the championship standings. In overall modified competition, Desjardins has made 35 starts this season, remains winless. He did pick up an SDS win at World Finals in 2022. No word on plans for either side at this moment. If you want some modified racing of a different type tonight, the USMTS is back in action this weekend. They race tonight at I-70 for $5,000 win before they head to Lakeside on Friday and Lucas Oil Speedway on Saturday. Rodney Sanders won this I-70 show a year ago, and tonight could be a good chance for him to extend his championship advantage right now over Jason Hughes. If you haven't checked out I-70 there in Missouri, I definitely recommend doing so. Really nice facility located just about 40 miles kind of from the dead middle of downtown Kansas City. Tonight's card at I-70 also includes USRA stock cars and B-mods. If you can't get there, you can watch it live on Racin' Dirt. That's it for the show today. Make sure to hit up that streaming schedule. Check out all of the other cool stuff over at dirttracker.com. If you haven't been to dirttracker.com, all the latest news is updated there automatically. There's the streaming schedule. You can check out the analytics section. There's the podcast page. There's tracks. There's videos. There's all sorts of things that you can find over at dirttracker.com. DIRTRACKR if you have not been there before. I hope you guys have a good Thursday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.